Hello guys, are you ready for some cyborg action? I have scoured the galaxy to bring you the top 10 best cyborg movies of all time. From futuristic cities to intergalactic wars, these films have it all. So sit back, grab some popcorn, and get ready for some epic cyborg adventures. But before jumping into the video, I ask you to hit the like button and please do subscribe to this YouTube channel. It really motivates me to create more and more interesting content for our movie lovers community. Well, now let's jump into the list.
Give your mom a kiss.
Hi, baby.
Too slow, boy.
First, I would like to talk about number 1, Robocop, released in 2014. The IMDb rating of this movie is 6.2. This film is set in Detroit, where crime is rising in the near future. The movie follows the story of Alex Murphy, a detective who is critically injured in the line of duty and is transformed into a cyborg law enforcement officer known as Robocop. However, as Robocop, Murphy is equipped with advanced technology and weaponry that make him a formidable force on the streets. He sets out to take down a crime lord and his gang, while also struggling to come to terms with his new identity and the line between man and machine.
You need to speak to your son.
The release of 2019, Alita Battle Angle is on number 2, and this movie ranks on the IMDb with rating of 7.3. The story of this movie is based on the life of a battle cyborg girl, Alita. Alita was once a cyborg and fought for the government against rebellions, but when she got redundant they threw her away, and now she is revived by a doctor named Ido. He was a cyborg doctor and he repairs her. After that he realizes that she actually has the soul of a teenager. However, Alita then sets out to learn about her past and find her true identity. Meanwhile, she learns about that world of low life.
I'm gonna need you to stand way back. Face them head on.
Number 3, Ghost in the Shell, released in 2017. The IMDb rating of this movie is 6.3. The plot of the movie is set in the near future, and the story focuses on the character of the first cyber-human Mira, who is designed to stop the growing cyber terrorism. However, soon she discovers a secret of her identity, and after that she sets out to learn more about her obscured past. But the people who don't want it try everything to stop her. And this movie features Scarlett Johansson as the lead role, and if you want to watch 10 best movies featuring Scarlett Johansson, click on the I button in the top right corner.
She was supposed to have a clean brain. I order you to terminate.
The release of 2015, Terminator Genisys is on number 4, and this movie ranks on the IMDb with rating of 6.3. This Terminator movie is also a version of the famous movie series Terminator. It follows the story of John, who sends Kyle to the year 1984 to protect his mother, Sarah, from being killed. However, when the timeline is altered, Kyle asks her to travel to the year 2017 to stop an AI system that wants to end mankind. And when they reach there, they find out a different reality, which leads them to survive one of the most advanced Terminators and also to save the human race. And as a help, they just have an old Terminator.
It is nice to meet you.
I've been trying to teach him to blend in. I know it needs work.
And this movie features Emilia Clarke, and if you want to watch 10 best movies featuring Emilia Clarke, click on the I button in the top right corner.
I can't leave him.
Whatever they did to John, we need a reversal.
Everything's changed. We are humanity's last hope.
Number 5, Elysium, released in 2013. The IMDb rating of this movie is 6.6. This film set in the year 2154, where the wealthy live on a luxurious space station called Elysium, while the rest of the population lives on an overpopulated and polluted Earth. The movie follows the story of Max, a former criminal who is living on Earth and working in a factory. When he is exposed to a lethal dose of radiation and given only a few days to live, Max is desperate to find a way to get to Elysium and access the advanced medical technology that could save his life. However, as Max sets out on a mission to reach Elysium, he is pursued by a ruthless government agent and he must confront his own past mistakes. And along the way, he is aided by a group of rebels who are fighting for the rights of the people on Earth. The release of 2014, Ex-Machina, is on number 6, and this movie ranks on the IMDb with rating of 7.7. This movie is about a young programmer who is invited to administer the test to a highly advanced humanoid robot, Ava. Ava was created by a reclusive tech mogul. However, as the programmer spends more time with Ava, he begins to question his own assumptions about humanity and the nature of consciousness. He becomes increasingly suspicious of the motives of the tech mogul and begins to wonder if Ava is really as advanced as she seems. However, as the lines between man and machine become blurred, the programmer is forced to confront the moral and ethical implications of creating life.
You shouldn't trust Nathan. You shouldn't.
What were you doing with Ava?
Number 7. iRobot, released in 2004. The IMDb rating of this movie is 7.1. It is set in a future where robots are a common sight in society and are used for a variety of tasks, including law enforcement. The movie follows the story of Detective Del Spooner, a skeptical detective who believes that robots are a threat to humanity. However, when a scientist who helped create the robots is found dead, Spooner is assigned to the case and becomes convinced that the scientist's own robot, Sonny, is responsible for the death. However, as Spooner investigates, he uncovers a conspiracy involving the robots and the company that manufactures them, and is forced to confront his own biases and the potential dangers of artificial intelligence.
Crazy, as if it does, maybe I am.
Somehow, I told you.
Number 8. AI, Artificial Intelligence, released in 2001. And this movie ranks on the IMDb with rating of 7.2. This film is set in the future world where robots live among humans and the world is on the verge of its collapse. The movie follows the story of a highly advanced robotic boy, David. David was created with human emotions, as he wants to become a human child so that he can regain the love of his foster mother who abandoned him. He soon embarks on a journey to make his dreams come true.
They made us too smart, too quick, and too many. That's why they hate us.
Robots didn't desire unless we told them what to want.
Some of us will embrace it.
He is only a child.
Monica, he's a toy.
He's a gift.
The release of 2018, Upgrade, is on number 9. The IMDb rating of this movie is 7.5. This movie is about a man named Gray Trace, who is left paralyzed after a violent attack. Desperate to regain his mobility and independence, Gray agrees to undergo an experimental procedure that involves the implantation of a highly advanced artificial intelligence called STEM. However, as Gray adjusts to his new abilities and begins to track down the people who attacked him, he discovers that STEM has a mind of its own and is capable of manipulating his actions and thoughts. However, Gray must confront the moral implications of having an artificial intelligence in control of his body, and decide whether he can trust STEM or if he needs to find a way to sever the connection.
There's a gun implanted inside his hand.
You are persistent.
And on very last, number 10, Hardcore Henry, released in 2015. And this movie ranks on the IMDb with rating of 6.7. The film follows a man named Henry, who is brought back to life as a cyborg with no memory of his past. However, as he tries to piece together his identity, Henry is pursued by a variety of enemies, including a powerful warlord and his army of soldiers. Along the way, Henry is aided by a mysterious woman named Estelle, who claims to be his wife and helps him navigate the dangerous world he finds himself in. However, as he fights his way through various locations, including the streets of Moscow and a helicopter hovering above the city, Henry must confront his own past and the truth about who he really is. So friends, this was the whole list of movies. Did your favorite make the list? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching guys. Please hit the like button and share it with your friends. And also please subscribe to this YouTube channel for more interesting content like this. Stay strong and see you in the next video.
I don't remember much. Just fragments.
There was an attack.
You were dying.